This is a video of my father, Lieutenant Commander Richard M. Arnold, U.S. Naval Reserve, retired, a Navy pilot during World War II in Korea. In this video, taken 2 weeks before his death in 2015 at age 93, Richard, known to his many friends as Dick, recounts a horrific midair collision killing 13 people between two privateers, which was a Navy version of the B-24, during the time he was training to redeploy to the Pacific Theater in 1945. Richard was 20 when he went into the Navy in 1942 and became a naval aviator in 1943. After significantly compressed training due to war needs, Richard was deployed to the Atlantic Fleet, piloting PBYs in Squadron VP-94 on 36 Atlantic convoy escort and anti-submarine missions based out of Brazil. Ironically, one of the planes he flew then is being restored at the Floyd Bennett Naval Air Station in Brooklyn, New York. Relatively less known is that during that time, from 1943 to 1944, the Southern Allied convoy route from Brazil to the Horn of Africa was a target of Nazi U-boats, and several were sunk in that area. Richard's good friend in VP-94, Dick Rowland, sank U-662 during a patrol off of Brazil in the summer of 1943. Unfortunately, Nazi U-boats were also starting to fight back while under air attack, and another of his squadron's pilots was killed by a submarine cannon shell exploding through the cockpit. During his time stationed in Brazil, Richard was one of 8 Navy pilots chosen to train the fledgling Brazilian Air Force, ultimately turning over 18 PBYs to them and then being inducted into the Brazilian Air Force. Amazingly, one of those exact planes that Richard flew in Brazil, based on his logbook, was repatriated back to the U.S., and now is the one being restored at the Floyd Bennett Naval Air Station in Brooklyn, New York.
Happened the day after I was designated as plane commander in a 4Y2, which is Navy version of B-24, bigger airplane and been much better airplane. And I had a whole crew assigned to me, which was me and 11 other people. And we were assigned to fly it all day long out west and up and back over. And I had 2 brand new co-pilots.
Yeah.
I had a crew that was based on my head radioman and head mech. And those 2 had been with me in the fleet and asked to go with me, which I really appreciated. And we took off early in the morning in a 300-foot ceiling and climbed to about 9,000 feet and flew all day long without seeing the sun or the sky or the ground or anything. Solid instruments in the days when you had to listen to the beam all day long. So anyway, we came back to the base and had to make a letdown to 300 feet and it was not a good feeling to have to do that after being out all day. Anyway, we did it, and we went into operations to check in our gear, and they said, "Oh, we're glad you're back. You're going out tonight on a night bouncing deal." And I said, "No, we're not going out anymore today. We've had all the flying we're going to do today." And I turned to my two co-pilots who had just been assigned to me, and sadly, whose names I can't even remember, and said, "You have the night off. Do whatever you want. Have a good time." They had both just finished training, and one of them said to me, "Well, we need the practice, so we'll split up, go in two different airplanes and fly tonight." I said, "No, go out, don't fly." Well, they decided they would fly, and they split up, went in two different airplanes. The weather was awful, and they got up there. I didn't know this till the next day. They picked two different pilots and ran into each other. Killed 13 people.
Gosh.
And so next day I had two new co-pilots, and the next night I had a night flight in the same weather we'd had all day, and so I was flying a guy named Tom, following Tom McClanahan, who'd been in a squadron with me, and we landed. He landed in front of me and taxied around for another takeoff, and I landed right behind him and taxied with him right up to the end of the runway, and I saw his prop slowing down, and I thought, what the hell is going on here? And he called the tower, and he said, "You killed 13 guys last night flying in this stuff, and you're not going to do it tonight. There'll be no more flying tonight." So that tickled the hell out of me.
No.
They shut the whole thing down.
Where was that? Where were you flying?
Huh?
Where were you then?
Hutchinson, Kansas.
Yeah. Like, what year was that? 44? Probably? Or 45?
I think 44.
Yeah.